Hello, you're watching ITU Telecom TV. I'm Martin Warwick. We're here at ITU Telecom Africa in Cairo, and I'm talking with Basuki Yusuf Iskandar, who is the Director General of Post and Telecommunications, the Republic of Indonesia. Director General, you're very welcome. We're here in Cairo at an ITU show. The nature of the ITU being what it is, we're always looking forward to the future. And the next show is in September, ITU Telecom Asia, being held in Bangkok. The theme of the show is about the new generation, the new opportunities that will come about as a result of that. And basically the whole of Asia is being seen in the rest of the world as a very, very young area, a young continent where people are very eager for change and are driving change. Do you think that's the case, and what do you think the show is going to be like?
Yes, absolutely. That actually ICT is offering so many things, so many benefits can be delivered by ICT. So I think it's very important for the new generation to take advantage from the development of ICT. So, but again, that this industry is very much driven with the technological progress. So as a regulator, I think there are so many challenges, there are so many homework need to be done.
We're here in Africa, and we know, of course, that conditions here vary massively from country to country. The same is true of Asia. For example, Korea is enormously developed, as is Thailand. Other parts, including Indonesia, are much less so. How do you think you should come up with a sort of strategy for the region that will balance things out to bring the developing countries up more to a level with the rest of the developed areas?
Yeah, I think it's very good issue that there are so many variety of the state of development in Asia. Some other countries very advanced, but some other countries need to be pushed to make more progressive, to narrow down the digital divide. But this, I think, this is a new issues that we need to address in this some events. So the countries, especially developing countries, can learn from the other countries that are already more progressive in this area.
And how important is the ITU in fostering these ideas and changes?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I think Indonesia has so many advantages with the ITU activities and agendas, because we can gathering together and we can learn from each other, we can share each other, and also to harmonize the regulations, especially from my side as a regulator. So there's some convergence. I mean that we hope by sharing of knowledge, sharing of the issues, we can do together, and so many things we can accomplish together.
Let's move away from Asia in general and focus on Indonesia, which is where you're from and where you do your work. What are the pressing issues there?
Yeah, I think like many other Asia countries and also in African countries, that we are facing very rapid development of technology. So the problem is how we can accommodate technological progress with proper regulations. This very fundamental homework that we need to face now. And like many other countries, we are all preparing for that based on regulation in specific countries. Like Indonesia right now, we are doing so many things, like public consultation. We consult with the parliament that technological is moving very fast, and we need to have very proper regulation to accommodate the technological progress.
We live in a world of convergence. The same is happening in Indonesia. What is the government's strategy to cope with that?
Yeah, we have at least two levels, right? When we talk about the future convergence industry, we call it ICT, the convergence between telecommunications and broadcasting. The first problem is Indonesia has separate regulations. We have Telecommunications Act, but on the other hand, we also have Broadcasting Act. Of course, we have to harmonize first, and in the long term, there is no way unless to merge the regulation. Because to take advantage of convergence, at least we can save so many investment. Talking about infrastructure, actually technology offer many new business model. that the telco infrastructure can be used by the broadcast services. Also, the broadcast infrastructure can be used in the telco services. So, by merging, by harmonizing the two regime of regulation, we will take so many benefits, not only efficiency but also producing so many services. Because convergence will offer so many services, product differentiation will be there, and this is good for the young generation to explore and exploit the opportunities.
In the rest of the world, we've seen many times, Director General, that the regulation lags behind what's actually happening in the industry. The industry moves very quickly, and the law, the legislation and the regulation has to follow. I take it it's exactly the same in Indonesia.
Absolutely yes, absolutely yes. So that's why we need to work together with our stakeholder, but at least as the government, we have to give the people that the ICT in the future is just look like this. We need move forward toward the new era, the era of convergence, which is offering so many opportunities for the young generation.
And what about the technological infrastructure?
I guess that there are quite many countries, especially in Africa and also some Asian countries, that we facing the problem of lack of infrastructure. Not only lack of the infrastructure, but also the distributions, because of market force, the infrastructure just exists in the urban area, and that is considered by the operator as a profitable area. But other area like a rural area, they have a problem with the lack of and shortage of infrastructure. So this kind of thing needs some government intervention. So that's why right now we are promoting what we call universal service obligations, to giving some equal access to the rural area, so the digital divide will not be widening but be narrowed down.
So we were talking about the technology. That's fine, but new technology is very expensive, and Indonesia is a developing nation. You don't have a great deal of money. How do you pay for all this?
Yeah, I think there's quite many schemes. One opportunity is through what we call public-private partnerships. We are promoting public-private partnership, so the cost can be bear not only the government but also with the public. So we done it with the initiative, we call it Palapa Ring, and thanks God, the Palapa Ring is right now in progress, and it's fully funded by 6 operators in Indonesia, and government just promoting and facilitating about it.
We spoke previously about the new infrastructure project you have on hand, the Palapa Ring. What will that do for Indonesia?
The Palapa Ring will construct domestic backbone, especially in the eastern part of Indonesia. That so far there is no backbone at all. Because I told you before that because of the market force, operators just concentrated in the western part of Indonesia, that is considered more profitable because the level of income is much higher compared to the eastern part. So this is the concern of the government to distribute more equally to our brotherhood, our sisterhood in eastern part of Indonesia. So thanks God that the initiative is well accepted by the investor, and hopefully this year the construction of Palapa Ring in the eastern part of Indonesia will be started.
Indonesia is a very young country with a burgeoning youthful population keen to get things done. You're spread geographically over a massive area, 17,000 islands, of which 5 are the big ones. Therefore, wireless must be ultimately important to what you're doing. Is wireless technology the be-all and end-all?
Yeah, I think Indonesia is a very unique country with a very specific geography, scattered island, and so we have to be very careful in what we call in designing the infrastructure mode. We not only rely on the cable, but also terrestrial wireless, but the important thing is also satellite. So we need 3 of the infrastructure modes to be promoted, because objective condition of our country. But again, wireless right now quite powerful, and we already adopted 3G since 2006, and right now we are preparing what we call WiMAX and 2.3. Hopefully in this year will be in operations. So we are trying to promote both many kind of infrastructure mode, satellite, wireless, but also fiber optic. Yeah. Because we cannot forget fiber optic or ignore fiber optic, because in the future, fiber to the home is becoming the goal of every country.
Director General, thank you very much indeed.
Very welcome, Martin. Yeah. Thank you for this opportunity. Yeah.